Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, it's a great day. We're not at a funeral. It's a great day. This is, I'm excited about this day because one, we talked about it at the State of the City, and it's an opportunity right after to be able to do a ribbon cutting for this re-engagement center that we've been planning for a very, very long time. Just want to credit our workforce department, Tariq Ralan, Kalisha Wingfield Hill, Rahman Muhammad, our deputy mayor, as well Karen Gaylord as well, all of the folks and all of the staff and folks in Newark Public Schools, and everybody that helped make this day a reality, all of our partners that made this something that we absolutely are excited about. Number one, we knew before COVID there were about 4,000 young people in our city who were disengaged, who did not have a diploma of any kind, any certification, nor employment. And so they were basically out in the street doing whatever they tried to do to maintain themselves and their families or whatever they thought was right, and most often wound up putting them in situations that were untenable or situations that ended up in them being incarcerated or issues similar to that. We know after COVID that number has increased some because of the issues and the precariousness that came with COVID itself. People's lives were affected by that. And so this center serves as an opportunity to kind of round those young people up, to give them options, to give them hope, to not allow their situation to be their destination, right? To give them the opportunity to get back on track. If they're overaged and undercredited, give them an opportunity to find a place that will benefit them, that they can actually matriculate and graduate from high school, earn some kind of diploma, put themselves in a certification program, move on to college or any other kind of training at the same time. For those folks who were formerly incarcerated or just coming home from incarceration, it's an opportunity for them to be re-engaged back in Newark Public Schools or places where they left and they need to catch up where they left off at, or opportunities for them to find a job, to find trades, to enhance their educational skills, to market their abilities so they can find a job that suits them. And for those folks who are even in school now today, who find themselves in trouble in school, right? Who get 20 days, 25 days, 30 days of suspension, who are going back and forth to school and to home and to the youth house, unfortunately, that we intervene in that and bring them into a place that helps them stabilize their life, stabilize their family, give them the things that they need, the resources, the support, the counseling, and put them in a program that's tailor-made for them, right? So a tailor-made program is incredibly important because what we're talking about is universal design. And universal design is important. And we know about universal design because of American with Disabilities Act. We know about universal design in terms of buildings, that there has to be an entrance point for all people. No matter what their disability is, there has to be an entry-level point. And so in education, there must be an entry-level point for everybody. And everybody doesn't enter the same space the same way. So we're creating entry points for folks to get into the space they need to be in. And maybe they can't take the stairs. They need to go up the ramp, right? Maybe they can't go up the ramp. They need to get a lift, right? And so all of those things we are putting in place here in this re-engagement center to make sure young people can access opportunity and access education differently, but the destination is the same. That destination is success, is victory, is winning, right? Is crossing the finish line. That's that destination. And the more we do that, and the more kids we affect and make that happen for, the better off we are as a city, as families, as a community, as a school system. We do very well in that. So I'm excited about this place as a, I don't want to say former educator, as an educator, as a person that's been in schools for 20-something years. I'm excited about this because it is something that, is near and dear to me. I think it's important when we're able to catch young people where they are and deviate them into the right way, right? And push them into the way that they need to go in order they become successful. So that being said, I think it's only appropriate and logical to bring the superintendent of Newark Public Schools up to speak and be a part of this as well. So, Superintendent Leon.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning. Today is a clarion call for all of our talented youth to realize today, if they didn't know it already, that we see them. We know that we clearly see them. And now they will actually see us. And to really know that the adults in Newark are wrapping around resources and services to educate, to protect, and to enlighten them in knowing that they actually have all of the tools necessary right now to successfully accomplish all of their goals. This re-engagement center is that space that the city of Newark, under this mayor's leadership, has designed just for them. This center will re-engage our youth, whether they have been suspended from school, have altogether stopped attending school. Not only will it be getting our youth on track, but we will actually assist them through the finish line. The district's historic 10-year strategic plan, the next decade, 2020-30, defines that finish line for any student in public schools in Newark. This is not only about re-engaging our youth back in school. This re-engagement center is about our youth in Newark re-engaging them so that we will always do and be much bigger than that. This is to re-engage them back into a city that needs the greatness of our youth realized. So it's more than a high school diploma. That's not what today is about. This is about relationship building, conflict resolution. It's about counseling. What they will receive here is drug counseling for students who need that, health care, quality health care, planning, problem solving, housing, and college. This is not only about getting a job, ladies and gentlemen, but assisting our youth in helping our city by them not having just a job in Newark, but in fact a career designed to make Newark even better than what it has ever been. I have the distinct honor of doing some thank yous. So first and foremost, to our incredible mayor, the Honorable Mayor Ras J. Baraka. Please let's give him a round of applause. And then a host of the people that are in the room, to Dr. Winfield, to Director Rowland, to Manager Orr, to the Deputy Mayor Muhammad, to Executive Director Gaylord, and to all of the Youth Department and Re-Engagement staff. Please let's give the City of Newark a round of applause. And finally, my staff, the Chief of Staff Javier Nazario, Director Gifford, Director Hollis, who is in charge of the adult education program. A lot of people aren't aware that in Newark, over the last 10 years of state operation, a lot of departments were closed. The Office of Adult Education was one of them. We have actually opened it back, as well as our new Director of Alternative Education, Director Cashaw. And so we're extremely excited about this work and partnership with our city, and only better days to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent. Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tyreek Roland. I am the Director of Operations. Thank you, Deputy Mayor Muhammad, my mentor. Same thing, Director Gaylord. So before I introduce these two speakers, I just want to just talk about like what it looks like in practice. Me and Dep, we always talk about theory and practice. And I was asked a question yesterday at a conference. What does practice look like for a youth or young adult to come through the Re-Engagement Center? So I'll just share a quick story of a 31-year-old young man who wound up going into IHOP one day in 2016, and the mayor was giving one of his breakfasts and brunches, right? And the mayor began to talk about all these robust things that were going on in the city, and that he challenged us to be bold enough to dream again. That young man was me. I then walked down to Workforce, got a job through the reentry program in 2016 on the back of a garbage truck. Ultimately, while I was going to Essex County College, I graduated. My mentor, David Hale, is in there from NJ Step, my Next Step family. Through that process, I earned a scholarship to Rutgers Newark, and I was part of the Honors Living Learning community. From there, I've done every job in DPW outside of driving the garbage trucks. I worked my way and got promoted to the business administrator's office, and now I'm the director of workforce. So when people begin, thank you. So when people begin to ask, is it real, right? Can it happen? I follow the pathway, and it's true, and it's tested, and I'm super honored and privileged to be able to have the opportunity to lead young folks who look like me in our communities, to have them believe again. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it to my sister in this work, and out of this work, who's become, like a dear friend to me, Director Kalisha Wingfield Hill.
Good morning. Victor Hugo once said, "He who opens a school closes a prison." Residents of this great city, it is with immense pride and optimism that we stand before you today. We gather here not merely to celebrate the opening of a center, but a new chapter of hope and empowerment for our urban youth, the heart and soul of this community. In the midst of towering challenges and daunting inequalities, this center stands as a beacon of light, a lighthouse guiding our youth back to the shores of knowledge and opportunity. And like a seed breaking through concrete, we know that our youth have the innate capacity to flourish given the right environment and support. As I look into this vibrant crowd, I am reminded of a profound truth. Our young people are not the problem, they are the solution. They are the architects of our future, the builders of tomorrow's dreams, yet too often they are cast aside by a system that fails to see their potential, a system that measures success by standardized tests rather by the content of their character. Today we reject that narrow vision. Today we declare that every young person, regardless of their background or circumstances, deserves a chance to thrive. That is why this center is not just a building, it is a promise to re-engage, to empower, and to uplift. Let us be guided by the words of Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Let this center be the arsenal from which our youth draw their strength, their knowledge, and their determination to forge a better future for themselves and for generations to come. Together, let us embark on this journey of transformation, knowing that when we invest in our youth, we invest in a brighter tomorrow for us all. Thank you to our mayor, to Workforce Development, and to Newark Public Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. So I'm going to introduce our last speaker. I definitely want to give a big shout out to our re-engagement team here who's in the front. And I also want to thank Superintendent Leone and Newark Public Schools for allowing us to have Keisha Gifford and Director Cashaw over the past 6 months. They have been amazing. How you doing, Councilman Crump? So I'm going to introduce a young brother who I met a couple months ago. He walked into the office looking for employment. I asked him what did he wanted to do, and he said anything. And I told him, I said, well, I threw enough garbage for you. Right, so we're gonna come up with a success plan because a lot of our brothers, right, want to go down to DPW, and we created a plan for him. He began to work, and he'll tell you his story. But I'm super honored and privileged to be able to announce, right, and open up and introduce Stephon Young. Appreciate you, brother.
Y'all gonna have to bear with me. This is my first time doing something like this. Good morning, everyone. My name is Stephon Young. I'm 25 years old, and I'm here today to speak on my experience with the Re-Engagement Center and give a brief description of who I am. In August of last year, I was released from federal prison after doing 5.5 years, and I knew what I wanted to do, but I just didn't know who, how, and where to go. I was sent to Newark One Stop by the Halleway House to see what they had to offer. I met with a vocational counselor, Ms. Dorothy Murray, and she advised me to do Skill Up, which gives trainers certificates. In the midst of her helping me, I was talking to her about where I was as of then, and she told me she wants me to meet with someone, and she introduced me to Mr. Tariq Roland. Come to find out, Mr. Tariq me and Mr. Tariq have a similar background. I basically spoke on what my interest was now that I'm home, and I was speaking on a bonding tip, not expecting anything from coming down there or speaking to him. After hearing me out, Tariq started asking around, looking around, asking anybody, where can he start getting me to work at ASAP. I was sitting there puzzled, but I was also happy on the inside, just looking at how much people are trying to help me. Now they don't even know me yet. I can say that I'm the first person that went through the re-engagement center seeking help and left with success. And there's more to come with the youth that's going to be coming through, hopefully. Tariq had me cancel my enrollment in South University online classes just to enroll in Rutgers Newark. He even called himself right there in front of my face and make sure everything was cool, that I didn't have any financial debt or anything. I can say that that's one of the best decisions I made. That's one of the best decisions I made because and I say this with confidence, I'll be the first male in my family to finish college. After doing time and not seeing what matters to me most, without my presence is my son, Jasar. It made my mind grow and grow to a grown man stage. I was eager to come home and get a job, which was a big change for me because I never wanted a job because of my criminal thinking. That was the only hurdle with me coming home or what I had to face with how I'm going to provide for myself and my son without picking the streets as a result. I now have 2 jobs and soon to be a Rutgers alumni. Fall 24. I see my son on a daily basis, and I can say this is the best feeling I ever experienced. I want to thank the mayor for accepting the re-engagement center and opening it up for the youth. And I want to just speak to the youth that I know I can relate to them because the streets, they have like when you don't have a good household or anything like that, they resort to the streets. And they cloud their mind up with thinking what they're doing is right. But once you have a sit down, anything like that, you open up about like what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. By coming through the re-engagement center, it showed me a lot. Like I never see myself doing this right now. Honestly, I never thought I'd be doing this, speaking on the microphone. Never. It's throwing me for a loop right now. Especially shout out to Nick Couture. I was just ready to change, you get what I'm saying? I was ready to change. I didn't want to put my son through what I've been through, you get what I'm saying? And that's not just him, that's through the rest of you that I can touch, hopefully. I just want to thank the re-engagement center, the mayor, my fellow Nook One Stop family, everybody that's here. I want to thank y'all for coming out and supporting the re-engagement center. Thank you.
Yeah, for the press only, we have questions on this topic only. If you want to ask me something else, you can wait. I'll see you in the hallway,
Raise your hand if you need the mic.
you know, but it's all good. It's all good. Anybody? Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is for Stefan.
Oh.
Sorry, Mayor.
That's all right.
Oh, thank you. Stefan, congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your situation now? Your living situation and so forth? Is your son in school?
My living situation, it was kind of hectic because I ain't come home to nothing. But by me getting a job and saving up money, thing like that, I don't struggle with that anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, are you living with your son in an apartment?
No, I get my son every weekend.
Oh,
Really,
okay. I'm
any
sorry.
other day, any day I want, but through the weekends, he's with me every weekend. And also, I start school in the fall, September, fall 24.
I should have warned you about these guys, man. I'm used to it, but you did good, brother. You did good. I'm gonna bring you with me more often.
Question is, how is this made possible in terms of funding? Where are the resources that bring this and how much?
Where you getting it from? Tap into. No, we. Well, we have workforce dollars. That's number one that we get regularly, and we're using it for this purpose. Obviously, the city is going to also help and support all of the gap that needs to be filled in this area. Because of workforce and the contract they have to get this building, we were able to do that, right, to move into this beautiful space and supplement that with city dollars as well. I think it's a good use for taxpayers' dollars.
I have a question. I have a loud voice, so I'll speak. This question, thank you so much. Thanks, Susan. Specifically just for schools, and can you just flesh out a little bit more of how that works, the partnership with Newark Public Schools and also with charter schools, if that's happening as well?
Yeah, I mean, all of the schools are going to be in this space. So we're going to allow parents and kids to have options, right, to be able to, kind of specify a program just for them or tailor it for them. So it may be a charter school, it may be Newark Public Schools, which we are gearing a lot of kids towards, or it may be neither of those, right? It may be a program that they have to go to that will help them get ready for that space. Because all kids that are coming out of places are not ready. They're not exactly ready, as the brother was here who spoke. They may need to go through some other kind of things first. And so this allows us to tailor a program for them. Maybe you need to go to counseling and do these 3 things first before you go back to Newark Public Schools or this charter school or wherever it is that you want to go to, or to a university or to a college. You might be at that level or have those credits. So it depends on each individual person when they come through intake. And I'll let Tariq explain like the step-by-step process of when a kid walks in the door, what actually happens.
Thank you. So what would happen is for youth who is disengaged, through our workforce, we are targeting youth who have identified that they need a GED or diploma from our summer youth employment. We partner with Newark Public Schools. So to say, for example, a youth would walk in, we would initially do an admissions form, connect with NPS, Director Keisha Gifford and Erica Cashaw. Transcripts will be ran. They will then let us know what standing they're in. But there's 3 tracks, right? So we have the education track, which is first, which is high school diploma or GED. The second track lives under workforce, which is vocational training and employment. And then the third track lives under Director Wingfield Hills and Deputy Mayor Uri's shop, which is social and emotional well-being, right? We want to treat the whole person. And that's what it would look like. The main goal that we want to get our youth and young adults to understand is that we want to get you educated first, right? And then we'll provide the resources, skills, and tools around employment. Deputy Mayor Muhammad and Director Gaylord does a great job in assisting with that. We have work experience programs where our youth and young adults are allowed to work 30 hours and get paid $15 an hour. We have some innovative programs where we partner with the Department of Public Works where youth and young adults can work after school and things like that. And we are workforce, so we have a reach out into the community with businesses in Newark and everything like that.
Anybody else? No? Yep. That's it? Thank you. I'll be sticking around. Oh, we got to cut a ribbon. Cut a ribbon.